Welcome to the session Artificial Intelligence in Business. In today's session, we are going to learn about artificial intelligence, evolution of artificial intelligence, types of artificial intelligence for decision making, application of artificial intelligence in business functions, trends in artificial intelligence. We are going to touch upon machine learning, virtual reality and augmented reality, ethical, legal and regulatory considerations. We humans are blessed with the natural tendency to think, act and plan. Now, over a period of time, we humans created computers which could duplicate or imitate all these things what we perform. Like artificial intelligence was created parallel to the human intelligence, where computers could think, plan and act like the normal intelligence system. But where do we stand today? Let us explore more in this session. So artificial intelligence comprises of certain intelligent behavior imitations like thinking and reasoning, ability to solve problems, understanding from experiences, acquiring and applying knowledge, respond quickly to a situation. Now these all could be the certain intelligent attributes. John McCarthy is considered as the father of artificial intelligence. He termed this coin in 1956 at the Dartmouth conference for the first time. And since then, it has laid foundation for the field of study artificial intelligence. From Turing test to today's ChatGPT and AI text messages, AI has evolved greatly in terms of applications. Now let us pass through the timeline to understand the evolution of artificial intelligence. The diagram here clearly shows us it all started in 1943 and around 1950s the Turing test. The Turing test was conducted to test the ability of humans. Actually, the Turing test was basically designed to test the machine ability. It was other way around. Anyways, it further led to other advancements. So in the timeline, we see in around 1956 the Dartmouth conference organized by McCarthy, where he termed the word artificial intelligence for the first time and laid foundation for more explorations on artificial intelligence. Around 1986 there was neural networks. In between, expert systems gained popularity, and 1997 saw the invention of natural language processing, which greatly contributed to the advancement of artificial intelligence techniques. 2012 saw the DeepMind, which was acquired by Google for around $500 million, and this led to the development of neural networks to a greater extent. 2020 saw the invention of OpenAI with ChatGPT. So 2023 and 2024 saw artificial intelligence advancing forward like anything. Let us look into the formal definition of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a broad field of computer science aimed at creating machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. This includes abilities like problem solving, learning, decision making and understanding language. Now, artificial intelligence was itself not an individual topic. It was a combination of cognitive science applications, robotics applications and natural interface applications. Today, we see all these commercial applications occurring in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be classified based on the capabilities and on functionalities. Based on capabilities, we can classify artificial intelligence as narrow artificial intelligence, general artificial intelligence, super artificial intelligence. Narrow artificial intelligence limits itself for the predefined set of tasks. It is also known as weak artificial intelligence since it is designed and trained for a specific task or a limited range of functions. Now these operate under predefined rules and algorithms which generally lack intelligence, and in simple sense it means they cannot perform beyond the designated terms or what is specified. So some of the key characteristics of narrow artificial intelligence is they are limited to the predefined task, they lack human-like understanding, they rely a lot on the predefined data and algorithms. It could be used in some routine tasks like common day-to-day tasks which are repetitive and similar. One of the best examples for narrow artificial intelligence is voice assistants. Like when a specific question or query is raised, a typical standard answer is responded. Now, if there is a new question or a lengthy question raised by the human or a situation, probably the narrow AI would not be able to respond to it. The reason is it would have not been predefined or designed for the response. Now, there are certain limitations with the narrow artificial intelligence. They cannot think beyond what they have been trained. There are chances they might inherit biases from training of data. There are security risks like artificial intelligence systems can be vulnerable to cyber threats since they are small programs for a predefined set of tasks. They lack creativity, hence they won't be able to respond to the new situations or new queries. Moving forward, general artificial intelligence. General artificial intelligence refers to advanced artificial intelligence that can learn, reason and perform any intellectual task at human-like level. So, general artificial intelligence would not be limited to predefined tasks but would adapt and improve itself across different domains, making it a game changer of businesses. Now, they can almost think, plan and act like humans. So, they would be prepared for multiple possibilities. So, the algorithms would be designed for n number of possibilities and they would be able to pick from that and respond. So, they understand, learn and apply knowledge across different fields. They think, plan and solve problems without predefined rules. They adapt to the new environment without training. They possess reasoning and decision making abilities like humans. Now, one of the best examples for general artificial intelligence is virtual sales assistants. So, whenever we log in to a chat box, when we have a query as a customer, we see like there is the chatbot which is responding on the other side. So, the possibilities of all these responses are predefined and stored. So, the general artificial intelligence system there picks up the points from there and it would be possible for it to design its own customized answer and throw at the query. So, you might be getting like 5 to 6 options where, so as a user you might be getting multiple options from which you have to pick up the right choice or particular answer. Some of the challenges and ethical concerns towards the general artificial intelligence are they might be biased, they can automate the high human decision making ability, so they might take over the human jobs someday, and this has already been happening where chatbots and virtual assistants have been designed in place of humans. They are sitting and responding there at the query points. There could be security threats like they are prone to the cyber attacks and other possibilities since they would not be able to identify this new abnormal conditions of security issues. Now, having understood narrow artificial intelligence and general artificial intelligence, we have the next one, super artificial intelligence. Now, before we understand super artificial intelligence, we should definitely take a look at the 3 famous quotes by these popular persons, Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk and Nick Bostrom, who is the author of Superintelligence. Stephen Hawking says like artificial intelligence could be the last invention of humanity. Elon Musk says we need regulations before AI becomes too powerful. Nick Bostrom, who is the author of Superintelligence, says if AI surpasses human intelligence, it could control us instead of the other way around. Now, we might have seen in some movies like the robots or the artificial intelligence missions which were created for a specific purpose controlling the humans. Now, this is a fancy situation where in a hypothetical situation we might assume like missions overtaking human intelligence. While super artificial intelligence is still in the construction phase, there are lot of brainstorming discussions, should this be done or stopped at this point. If this is going to be created, then there is possibility of one super intelligent machine running the whole corporation without any loopholes or flaws. Not only that, they might also control the economy or market conditions because they are designed with the super intelligence to perform without any flaws. So, a super artificial intelligence is still in the making process, and there are multiple thoughts on how such a super intelligence system should be built. Now, based on the functionalities, we also have the other classifications of artificial intelligence. Reactive machines, the systems which are task specific and they have no memory. They use statistical math to analyze data and produce an output. Limited memory artificial intelligence, these systems can use past experiences to make decisions. They have a very short term memory that allows them to learn from the data. Examples for these are chatbots, self-driving cars and virtual assistants. Self-aware artificial intelligence, a hypothetical stage of artificial intelligence where machines have awareness and consciousness. It's considered the ultimate goal of artificial intelligence development. The last one is quite interesting, theory of mind. The what if artificial machines, artificial intelligence can guess what is happening in your mind. Like we say, mind reading game. So that is what theory of mind is all about. So they would be able to, gauge the thoughts, feelings and intentions of human beings. Now this is considered as the most advanced level of artificial intelligence and it is still in the making process. A quick snapshot at the comparison of narrow AI and general AI. While narrow AI is task specific, general AI is multifunctional and more like human intelligence. Narrow AI cannot function outside trained tasks, while general AI can learn and apply knowledges across different domains. Example for narrow AI is like our voice assistants, the Siri, Google search and chatbots. Whereas in general AI, we have hypothetical artificial intelligence that thinks and learns like human beings. Now, artificial intelligence is being used in business organizations and even in day-to-day life. So, how are they used in the decision making process? Like in industrial situations, artificial intelligence are also part of process management, and process management isn't a complicated process. The snippet here shows like how new artificial intelligence systems are used to improve efficiency and sustainability, particularly in a company like Mars Wrigley, which has been using artificial intelligence to reimagine process management in a wide range of operations. Companies have been using artificial intelligence for process management like the one what we discussed. Now, in general, an artificial intelligence decision making process could be represented to this diagram. Like we see a boundary which restricts machines like how artificial intelligence is taking lot of data, like the data has been, so how artificial intelligence is fed with big data, that is huge amount of data, and then artificial intelligence derives the multiple possibilities, so the possible actions. Now in spite of this boundary, we see the human intervention is still required. We see in this decision making model, artificial intelligence is fed huge amount of data, what we call it as big data, and then artificial intelligence model is trained to choose from the possible actions. Now in spite of a machine making a decision, human intervention is still required. So human intelligence is still placed at the highest level to see the best possible outcome is chosen by the machine. Business decisions are still dependent on human intelligence, but they are supported with the artificial intelligence. From all the discussions till now, we understand that artificial intelligence is all about learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception and language understanding. Today, This field of computer science is dedicated in creating machines capable of performing these tasks, typically which were done with the help of human intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence itself is not an individual technology. It is comprising of multiple other technologies like machine learning, which involves training algorithms on data to identify patterns and to make predictions without explicit programming. Then again we have deep learning, which is also part of machine learning. So in deep learning, it is the subset of machine learning which uses artificial neural networks with multiple layers to analyze complex data and extract high level features. Then we have natural language processing, which focuses on enabling computers to understand, interpret and generate human language. And we have computer vision, which equips computers with the ability to see and interpret images and videos. Now, artificial intelligence comprises of machine learning, computer vision, whatever we were discussing till now. Over a period of time, when data is fed continuously to the machine looks into the data patterns, and there are certain programming models which are designed, what we call it as training the data or creating the data model. So a program is written to understand that pattern and to derive certain outcome. Now these could be done with the help of large language models, and then once this is repeated, the artificial intelligence system starts learning from the data repetition and starts evolving certain own decisions. Now this is a continuous process. So machine learning has been one of the greatest trends in artificial intelligence in recent times. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence which is allowing machines to learn and improve from the data. It uses algorithms to analyze data, identify patterns and make decisions. Machine learning systems can improve their performance over a period of time as they are exposed to more data. Now there are different types of machine learning: supervised and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning is all about training the data with expected answers. Unsupervised learning is all about identifying patterns, unlabeled data. In both the cases, a huge amount of data is fed to the machines and they learn from this data, create pattern and exhibit the intelligent behaviors. The diagram here clearly shows machine learning is an integration of algorithms, deep learning, data mining, neural networks, and it is using a lot of such data which has been fed to it to make decisions. Some of the applications of machine learning are, maybe it could be used for spam filtering or fraud detection or virtual personal assistant, medical diagnosis, speech and image recognition. Now, one of the examples from the snippet here says at Colgate-Palmolive, employees are now using generative AI to speed up the process of devising new product formulations. Nestle, Campbell's and PepsiCo's are reportedly using a generative AI platform that helps employees validate new product ideas and to do market research. Coca-Cola is experimenting with a platform that combines the language capabilities of GPT-4 with DALL-E's ability to produce images based on text queries. Now, the platform allows digital artists to incorporate distinctive branded elements from the company's vast archives, giving them a canvas on which they can create original artwork that will be used in billboard advertising. Now, that's how augmentative creative processes are being used in the artificial intelligence. Now, moving from machine learning to virtual reality. Today, virtual reality and augmented reality are also some of the most spoken trendy things when we talk about artificial intelligence. Virtual reality is a computer-generated environment with scenes and objects that appear to be real, making the user feel they are immersed in their surroundings. This environment is perceived through a device known as virtual reality headset or helmet. So, virtual reality creates an immersive and engaging experience to the user with the help of an additional device mounted usually on the head. The virtual reality gives an immersive experience. Augmented reality creates certain layers on the device like digital elements into the real world. It can add digital information like images, text or 3D models to form a real world kind experience. Usually we use smartphones or cameras to get this experience. Now the diagram here shows the difference between the virtual reality and the augmented reality. So the virtual reality is more about devices which could be immersing you in the experience, while augmented reality is about giving you an experience through a handheld device, mostly like a smartphone. Like you have gaming as one of the best examples here. Both augmented reality and virtual reality are applicable in multiple business situations. Some of the most popular fields are education and entertainment. Now let us look into the applications of artificial intelligence in management functions. Artificial intelligence is being used in organization in the functional areas like marketing, finance, productions, human resources, supply chain, operations, and in other multiple areas. Let us understand the application of artificial intelligence one by one in each functional areas. Artificial intelligence in marketing is useful for analyzing customer segmentation, personalized marketing campaigns, lead generations and predictive analytics. One of the example is Walmart's use of inventory management. Now, artificial intelligence there is used to assess the demand, predict the demand, possibility of demand spikes from the customer's purchases with the help of previous data. Not only that, chatbots and virtual assistants will assist the customers in querying and solving the problems pertaining to products or any other market related queries. Artificial intelligence is also useful for personalized recommendations like suggesting the customer what best could be viewed, like let us say something on Netflix, Amazon or Spotify, and this usually is done analyzing the customer's previous behaviors of observing certain programs or watching certain particular scenes. Another field in marketing is sentiment analysis, where artificial intelligence scans customer reviews and social media for brand sentiments, like how a customer is closely associated with a brand. Artificial intelligence is useful in finance area for fraud detection, risk management, algorithmic trading, portfolio optimization. Now, artificial intelligence is like a financial whisker. So, it could be helpful for detecting suspicious transactions and minimizes fraud risk, like AI based credit card fraud detection in multiple finance applications. Algorithmic trading, where it analyzes market trends and executes trades automatically. Loan and credit risk assessment, where AI evaluates the customer credit scores and loan eligibility. Now, artificial intelligence in supply chain and operations is greatly useful for predicting the demands or logistical movements or inventory levels. AI is predicting demand and optimizes the stock levels. It detects the potential equipment failures before it occurs, like we call it as predictive maintenance. AI-driven robots and drones manage warehouses and deliveries, like Amazon robotics have been used for autonomous logistics. Artificial intelligence is taking supply chain management to a new level. It's like having a super smart assistant that predicts the needs of the business or the entity and suggests, like we have companies like UPS using artificial intelligence to optimize delivery routes. Now this saves time and cuts down fuel cost significantly. They have a system called Orion, like on-road integrated optimization and navigation, a real-time delivery routing system which saves millions of miles and tons of fuel each year. Now, artificial intelligence is also very useful in human resource information system. Now, when we are talking about HR functions, artificial intelligence is useful for predicting employee engagement, employee learning, or creating training programs through simulations, which helps employees to understand the training content very easily. Artificial intelligence is also used in HR tech-based recruitment, where artificial intelligence screens the resumes, conducts the interviews and selects the candidates. With all these facilitation and supports, artificial intelligence is transforming the way business functions are performed. It is helping organizations to optimize their resources, better utilization of existing processes, and further improvising existing processes. Now, with all these benefits, artificial intelligence also gives rise for certain ethical and societal concerns. Not only this, there needs to be a legal framework for the right movement of artificial intelligence. So, let us look into the ethical, legal and regulatory considerations of artificial intelligence. Now, when we say ethical, there needs to be certain moral principles guiding conduct, encompassing concepts like fairness, honesty, respect for individuals and avoiding harm. Similarly, there needs to be adherence to the certain statutes within the jurisdiction, defining what actions are permissible, what could be the consequence of application of AI in business. Whether it's an individual or organization, they need to go by the compliance. In India, we have General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and we have our own version of DPDPA, that is Digital Personal Data Protection Act. While there is no direct AI GDPR legislation, there are essential functions which are equivalent to European Union's GDPR, regulating how personal data is collected, processed and used by companies, including those utilizing AI technologies within India. This essentially means that AI systems processing personal data in India must comply with the Digital Personal Data Protection Act DPDPA privacy standards. No doubt, artificial intelligence is a game changer in business. Not only business, it has been touching every individual human life with the help of smartphones. Now let us look into some of the interesting facts of artificial intelligence and business. These were the references used for this session. Let us take a quick view of today's session highlights. We started discussing about artificial intelligence, evolution of artificial intelligence, types of artificial intelligence for decision making, application of AI in business functions. We discussed the trends in artificial intelligence like machine learning, virtual reality and augmented reality, ethical, legal and regulatory considerations. Thank you.